Hello. Every day I have the urge to do a 24-hour readathon, but I literally work every other day, if not like multiple days in a row. So it's really hard because usually on my days off, I kind of just want to like clean because that's what I love to do on my days off. I'm just going to be seeing how much I could read in an actual like 24-hour time period. This is different because you time on a clock 24 hours. You start the timer when you're reading and you stop it when you stop reading. I just one goal of this is just to see like how much can somebody actually read in 24 hours, and that somebody is going to be me today. You can't do 24 hours. Should I just do a stopwatch? What am I going to be reading? I don't know. Currently I'm reading physically and audibly The Pallbearers Club by Paul Tremblay. I have never read anything by Paul Tremblay, and I think this is a very like interesting book to start with. It's kind of quirky, kind of like 80s coming of age movie. It's like 11:30. I might stay up till 1 to read. For day one of doing this, I've gotten 2 hours and 6 minutes. I'm on page 160 of my book, which is a little over halfway. I'm so confused. I need to talk about this. Yeah, I will not stop thinking about this for the next 2 days. Definitely a unique experience, and if you read it, which you definitely should, you should listen to the audiobook. For a time check, I'm at 4 hours and 27 minutes. And this is the point of the video where we realize what I've gotten myself into. I'll choose something to read later, because I can't right now. I'm like, my brain has like collapsed from dumbness. I can't even like come up with a good phrase. It's like a little later in the day, and I did in fact watch, what's it called, F-Boy Island for like the last few hours. I got sucked in, guys. Reality TV is addicting. Anyways, I think it's time to choose another book. I do plan on finishing F-Boy Island today, so I don't know actually how much I'm gonna read. It was a sign that my computer died because I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. Honestly, like, I'm feeling this after reading The Pallbearers Club because I don't know why it's giving me, like, very different storylines, very different elements, but I feel like it's the vibe right now. But also my library books, you know what I mean? I kind of want to read Medusa, to be honest. I think this one would be a next good read. Actually, yeah, I think I'm going to read this. Another day, another reading update. We're barely like at 9 hours, which honestly, that's not really a barely because we're really close to halfway. But it took me like 4 days to get halfway, so I'm mentally struggling right now with this. I have finished 2 books since I've last spoken to you. Medusa was really good. I think it's more of a retelling than anything because I kind of am familiar with the story. And I really, really love the art. Like, I literally would buy this just so that I could have this art myself. I'm obsessed. The art is amazing. I don't know what style this is. I think it's more like sketchy, but it's very nice. So this one I do recommend. I also read Off Season, and this one's okay. I don't think I'm really that big of a fan of slasher books. So this is like the third one I've read, and I've only liked one of them, and the one that I liked was a novella, because I always love my horror novellas. It was very like male horror author, if you get what I mean. I feel like if I say that, you get what I'm saying. But I gave it like a 3.5 because it was, I like the writing, I like Jack Ketchum's writing, but everything else is just whatever. So now I'm reading Rules for Vanishing, which should take me to like 14 hours because the audiobook, when I listen to it at 2 times speed, is gonna be like 5.5 hours. So I think I'm gonna watch some YouTube right now, and then I'm gonna start reading this because I'm super in the mood for something like this. We are at 9 hours on day 4. Solitaire is, I don't know, like it just reminded me how much I love YA contemporary, because I just love reading about teenagers' lives, like their day-to-day life, because I just find it relatable. It's obviously like not modern, but I just feel like it's so real. Since I started this, so it's Friday, if you wanted to know. We need to finish this. I knew they were going to text me to come in at 11. Okay, but what I was going to go on my phone was to do a time check. So we're at 18 hours and 30 minutes, basically. And guess what? I have half a book left. So right now I'm reading Blood Countess by Lana Popovic. I don't know if I've showed you this yet, but this is a historical fiction about this girl who gets summoned to be the chambermaid to the Countess, but things aren't as she wants them to be when she arrives at the castle, so she's kind of trying to work her way up or whatever. And it's called Blood Countess for a reason. The Countess is kind of known for being brutal. The main character is so, like, she should go into criminal defense or something, because she is literally the Countess's #1 defender. Her lawyer, like, if there was an Eat the Rich movement within the book, our main character would be anti the movement. She would literally burn the signs down. I feel like a lot of books set in Gothic manners don't really deliver on the description sometimes, but this is certainly delivering. We listened to our minds here, and I didn't really want to read yesterday, and I don't know if it's because I've been reading a lot for the past week, so I always kind of need those like rest days, and so I'm not mad at myself for like taking the time to do what I need. But if we're being realistic, like I could have finished quite a few hours yesterday if I didn't watch those things. 5 hours, so I have like 2.5 hours left. I'm gonna read to 20 hours. We're finally back from work. Also, have I ever shown you my keys? Update number 2. I got new shoes. I don't know if you could see them, but they're the black platform Converse. The platform is like so solid. Like I've never had a solid platform like this, and so it's kind of weird to walk in. Third update. I went to the library after work, and I picked up 2 books that I'm going to actually read in a specific planned video that I have. That's going to be like the beginning of a series. So I got The Bone Spindle. I also got Anatomy, A Love Story. Oh, this was a Reese's YA book club. I never knew that. The fourth and final update is that I got through Some Way of More in this when I was driving. I didn't get to update you because I was going to update you at work, but somebody parked next to me, like right next to me, and she was sitting in her car just like me. But in the car, I managed to get to 20 hours and 2 minutes. Because I just got back from work, I kind of just want to watch something, but I'm definitely going to finish this tonight and then we'll choose another book. It's like 4 days later. And we need to do a wrap up. We need to do an evaluation of how this went, okay? Starting off with the books I read. Here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books completed. Do I think I could read 7 books in 24 hours? Maybe. I don't know. This isn't like a scientific thing I'm doing. It was just fun. And this is a novella. Variables, people, variables. I was thinking about it and I realized that I only read for 24 hours in a 7-day period, which I don't know why I thought I was reading for a lot more in a week, because honestly I was reading a lot. I was reading a lot than I normally do in a week period. Usually I finish like 2 or 3 books in a week. I finished 7. I just don't think I have an idea of what time actually is like. Actually, that's a lie. I was about to say I've never finished this many books in a week, but I did finish 10 books in a week one time, so I do not want to lie to the people. We don't have to talk about that. We don't have to talk about spring break. It's okay. Let me do a slight mini wrap up for these books. If you want more in-depth thoughts, then then watch my August wrap up. I don't know what to say. But The Pallbearers Club, very nice, very weird, very coming of age 80s story with such interesting, unreliable narrators. What did I give this one? A 4.25? Yeah. Medusa. Very nice, very pretty, and maybe a little bit too modern in the language for my liking of a Greek myth retelling. But I still loved it. That one was a 4.25 as well. Off Season by Jack Ketchum made me realize I don't really love slashers in book forms, only if it's a novella perhaps. It's just definitely a horror novel slasher with female characters written by a man. This was a 3-star for me. Rules for Vanishing was a pleasant surprise. Very much loved it. Did not expect anything that happened in this book. It got so otherworldly that it was an experience for sure, and I think it utilized mixed media format in such a brilliant way. 5 stars. 5 stars for her. Solitaire by Alice Oseman, such exactly what you would expect from a book like this. It was just such a nice, quiet, contemporary about Tori's life and the feelings that she has about friendships and anything that's going around with her, and it has a little bit of a nice mystery intrigue going on in this as well. 4 stars for Solitaire. Blood Countess, did not know that this was based off of a real woman. Got to read into the history of that, but it had such a luscious atmosphere that I loved, and it was just so bloody. It was so brilliant. I loved it. 4 stars. I gave it one 4 stars. And then Nick and Charlie by Alice Oseman, again just such another nice little treat of a YA contemporary, very angsty and very short with nice illustrations. So this one was a 4 star as well. And that was my reading week. I think that's all I wanted to talk about with you for the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it right here, and I will see you next time. Bye.